time over the flu game. Speaking with Frank Isola on Sirius XM NBA radio after playing through a back injury in the 1990 NBA Finals, Pippen asked a rhetorical question comparing his performance to Jordan's legendary flu game from 1997.
Is it easier to play with a herniated disc or to play with the flu?
They always say the worst injury to have is a bad back. So,
well, I don't see many bad back games, but I do see flu games. Flu. Come on.
Before we deal with that, happy birthday!
What's up, big boy? Happy birthday, big boy! Happy birthday, man! Happy birthday, bro!
I appreciate it, my good people, my family. Hey, Stephen A., how you popped that balloon up was priceless.
There we go. Here you go. I just wanted to say happy birthday to my little big bro. That's
yes, happy birthday, Perk. Hope you have an incredible day and year.
Wishing you many more. Wishing you many more.
Absolutely. All right, Perk, is Pippen's criticism of MJ fair?
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, it's fair. And here's why. I'm so tired of people being on Scottie Pippen back about what he's saying. He's telling his side of the story. The Last Dance was supposed to be about the team. The Last Dance was a little bit about the team, about 10% of the team, and about 90% about Michael Jordan. It was really telling Michael Jordan's story. Scottie Pippen has a book coming out. Scottie Pippen wants to promote his book. I hope he sells 100 million copies. I don't know if that's possible, but I wish him the best. But he has the right to tell his story. Michael Jordan told his story. Let that man tell his side of the story. Give you an example. I was in Boston. I know a lot of things that went down with the big three between KG and Ray. Hey, KG didn't told his story. Ray Allen didn't told his side of the story. I'm staying out of it, but they both have the right to tell their story, period.
Kendrick Perkins, first of all, I disagree. Well, let me stop. I don't disagree. For the purposes of First Take, can we all reach an accord by stop debating whether somebody has the right? Because none of us are debating somebody's right to tell their story, no matter what it is. Everybody has a right to. We know that, okay? Let's get to the particulars, because it's very, very important that you brought up the Ray Allen KG scenario. With all due respect, Kendrick Perkins, it's a bad analogy. You know far better than me how the team reacted when Ray Allen decided to depart from Miami. We visibly saw how certain people, particularly KG, treated Ray Allen once Ray Allen had decided to depart Boston and go to the enemy, the nemesis, which was the Miami Heat. So obviously that was a story. It directly involved them. And basically one person felt a certain way. Ray Allen came right here on First Take and said, I'm a man, I have my own character. You know, what about me? What about how I feel, et cetera, et cetera. And he explained his perspective and his point of view. Michael Jordan did not attack Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan, they filmed in 1998. It was The Last Dance. You're in television. And when I got wind of what your take was going to be, I actually laughed, because you're one of the worst people to make this point, Kendrick Perkins. And here's why. I consider you a young rising star in this business, bro. Everybody ain't Kendrick Perkins. Now, they might want to be. You understand what I'm saying? They might want to be. But you know what? That's the reason why you on NBA Today. And a lot of people who want that job don't have that job, because they're not you. And the bottom line is, when you look at Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, you're not him. He didn't sit up there and excoriate you. Michael Jordan has been on the record stating what we all know. Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest 50 players in NBA history. Scottie Pippen is a 6-time champion. He's an NBA Hall of Famer. He was an 8-time first-team all-defensive player in the 90s. Scottie Pippen is elite. This notion that Scottie Pippen is being disrespected is laughable. Scottie Pippen is recognized universally as one of the greatest. The problem is, he ain't Jordan. Well, guess what? Nobody was Jordan. Everybody understands that. I got on the phone with Isaiah Thomas because I know how much you respect the veterans, the elder statesmen of the game. I'm on the phone with Isaiah Thomas the other day. You know what Isaiah Thomas said to me, Kendrick Perkins? He said, yo, man, he said, I believe I'm one of the greatest point guards who ever lived. I ain't Magic, bro. Yes, I'm not Magic Johnson. What a crime. What a crime. He brings up the flu game compared to, now that's Scottie Pippen right there, hugging Michael Jordan, recognizing how sick Michael Jordan was and how depleted he was. That game that Michael Jordan had the flu, why was it such a miraculous game in people's eyes? Because the brother dropped 38 and closed the deal. Whether it was food poisoning from a pizza, flu, or whatever you want to call it, he dropped 38. The bad back game that Scottie Pippen had a year later, we appreciate his efforts, no doubt valiant, far different than the flu. We get all of that. But he shot 4 of 7 from the field. He scored 8 points. Michael Jordan dropped 45 that game and carried them to a championship because Scottie Pippen could only play 25 minutes barely because his back was killing him that much. Very valiant, courageous effort on his part. Worthy of appreciation. But the brother ain't box office. That would be Michael Jordan. Why was The Last Dance what it was? Because that's box office. Why are we still talking about it? Why is it widely considered maybe the greatest thing ESPN has done on a documentary level outside of, OJ? Okay, this is the bottom line. It's about what resonates. That's all it is, Kendrick Perkins. Nobody's disrespecting Scottie Pippen. Nobody.
But Stephen A., listen, see, and that's the problem that I have with you. You're really great at what you do, but the problem is that you only see it through one lens, and that's box office. You only see one thing. You see scoring. You see shooting. Even when I hear about you talk about players today, you talk about Steph Curry, you talk about Kevin Durant, you talk about their scoring ability, you talk about how box office they are. But let me ask you this. The Last Dance was The Last Dance. Why? Because they won 6 titles. Okay. They had 3 three-peats, right? Mm-hmm. If the Chicago Bulls don't win 6 titles, is it a Last Dance? No, it was The Last Dance because of the championships and what Michael Jordan brought to the table. But let's not get it twisted. Michael Jordan don't win those championships if he don't have the greatest, Robin of all time. Okay. And so all I'm saying, listen, Stephen A., all I'm saying is this. I'm not knocking what Michael Jordan was. I'm not knocking what Michael Jordan brought to the game of basketball. I got J's on my feet right now. All I'm saying is that I think when we hear Scottie talk, it's something that the media and something that the outside world, we can't see. It's something going on there, and all I'm saying is he has the right.
Well, first of all, he does have the right, but that don't make him right. That's number one. And number two, let me tell on you for a quick second, because this, once again, you made another laughable point. Kendrick Perkins, I have a text from you. That text is from you from months ago. And you were talking about, big bro, look at what we doing. The ratings were just singing. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Perkins and I, because guess what? Box office matters. And Kendrick Perkins happens to know he might have a little box office appeal. The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. It's a docuseries. It's a documentary series, okay? The Last Dance. Yeah, you're talking about the team. But the fact of the matter is all those players he mentioned, although to some degree they was included in it, what sells is Michael Jordan. And it's almost like Scottie Pippen's walking around resentful of the fact that Michael Jordan sold, that Michael Jordan was more box office. And I'm sitting there saying, we recognize the greatness of Scottie Pippen. But the reality of the situation is, just like everybody else, he wasn't MJ. And that was your teammate. Why are you walking around acting like you resent him for it?
Let me ask you a question, Stephen A. Was Scottie Pippen the only player that felt some type of way after the Last Dance documentary? Because I can recall that Horace Grant felt some type of way too. Right. So what I'm saying is that again, Scottie Pippen, we all know that his book has came out, right? He's selling his book, but he's also telling his side of the story. But he's not the only one that's pissed off.
Vic Kirk will be back with us.